Thank you, Madam Chair, and thank both of you for being here with us today, kind of a long afternoon. Secretary Raimondo and Dr. Ponch, I guess I can call you that, I did vote for this bill because I think it's very critical. Secretary Raimondo, thank you for all of what you've done in broadband. We're looking forward to rolling this out. You and I have talked about this more than a few times, and you know how very important it is, not just to me, but to the rest of the country. So I've been really interested to hear that your agency, the Department of Commerce, has run into an unexpected hurdle in implementing CHIPS, and that being the NEPA process. Well, I'm on the EPW committee. I'm the ranking member, and this is an issue. Doesn't matter if it's chip manufacturing, broadband development, transmission, energy exploration. Everything is being held up by the NEPA process, the permitting process, and often the ensuing litigation delays that come forward. So then I heard that Senator Cruz has an amendment with Senator Kelly to exempt the NEPA process for the fabs for this particular bill that would exempt the NEPA process. Is that correct? And you spoke in favor of that?
Yes.
How does this administration, with you as their representative, actually square exempting one industry over another when it's holding up progress in all of national security, energy security, communication, everything? Why would that be a good idea, and how can this administration think that's a good idea?
I can only speak to chips. And what I said earlier was, sometimes these processes could take, 10 years or years. And each of these would be, for chips, it's a national security imperative. So what we are doing, but of course, I want to be crystal clear, we have to maintain basic environmental protections, and we will as we build out these manufacturing facilities. We are not looking to get rid of environmental protections. We are just looking to have a more streamlined process.
Okay,
so
we agree on that. I'm not into eliminating environmental protections, but the length of all these projects, I would say to you, energy security is just as important as chip security. I would say transmission in this country is just as important as something that does the manufacturing chips. And then if you're going to manufacture the chips, you've got to mine them and recover them. And that means you have to permit the mine. If you look at arsenic, which is used in chips, 97% of that is from China. If you look at cobalt, 70% of that is from China. Rare earth elements, 60% of that is from China, 10% from the United States. Titanium, 86% from Japan. Noble gases are from Russia and Ukraine. But we have these resources in this country, but we can't get these mines to permit. So how are you going to go from permitting the fab when you can't get the materials permitted? There's a disconnect here. And, I would be fine to try to work this disconnect out because as I said in the beginning, I think this is exceedingly important for our future.
Yeah. As you say, this is complicated and there is a balance. I know that the chair, in a bipartisan way, has worked on an amendment in the NDAA as it relates to chips. I'm in no way saying that these other issues aren't also important and they, merit further discussion.
I just think it's rather ironic that an administration would actually make an exception for something they consider a marquee plan for them, albeit in the best interest of the country, when there's these other things that I think politically are more difficult to touch, that they wouldn't look for the streamlining of permitting, which should be fair and even across the board without giving up any environmental controls. I sit on the committee that does this. I've been very strong on air and water all the way through, but there's a better way to do it. Let me just ask you one quick question. And then you can respond. And I think you've been asked this before, but I do obviously have my West Virginia Tech Hub application in, and we're all putting our foot on the scale for our own projects. I understand that the program requires 1/3 of Tech Hub grants and designations must significantly benefit a small and rural community. So that means 1 out of the 3 hub designations under Phase 2 would be awarded to rural communities. Is that a safe statement?
Yes,
Okay, yeah, 1/3.
rural, or, right, 1/3, statutory requirement is 1/3 in rural or small communities.
Okay, so that's still the plan?
Yes, 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 yes.
Okay, yeah, that's my
Thank you.
question.
Senator
Okay.
Sinema,
All right, sorry.
thank you.